guys, so today this is what we are going to tackle on Electra. We need to get these valve covers put on the truck for sure. And then pretty much the only other thing I have for Electra is going to be the undercoat, which we are going to do relatively soon. I don't want to drive the truck in the salt, so once the salt's off the roads, we'll take it to my work and we'll do the undercoating. But today, we can do these at the house in the garage. My passenger valve cover is actually leaking on the truck, so this will take care of that, obviously. I was just going to do gaskets, but my cousin got me these for Christmas, and these are absolutely sick. They're going to match Electra so perfectly. They're going to look sick. So I'm probably not going to go into extreme depth on that. I mean, if it's valve cover, guys, it's very, very simple to do, but I will walk you guys through it a little bit. And yeah, these come with all the bolts, your coil spacers. They come with all new gaskets for the spark plug tubes, for the valve covers themselves, and then they come with 2 valve covers. So definitely a very nice kit. So pretty much, guys, like I was saying, these is a pretty straightforward job. There's not really anything crazy, so I'm not going to go into crazy detail here. But we got to take off all 4 coil packs. These are 10 millimeters. And then around the whole entire valve cover, you're going to have bolts at the bottom here and at the top. I believe there are 8 of them. We're not going to be reusing any of this hardware, all this like nasty, crusty hardware that the factory puts, because I've done these before at work, and those bolts ain't exactly fun to get out, especially if they look like that top one right there. But I've done them before, just never on mine. So yeah, it's pretty much it though. I mean, you obviously remove the harness out of your way and stuff like that, but anything in your way, just take it out. It's only a couple bolts. It's nothing crazy. It does come out with the brake booster there and everything. It is a little tight, but it does come out. And then this side is actually much easier. So we're going to start on this side, and then, you know, do this side, then we'll do that side over there, and we'll just get it done. That side's leaking over there, so definitely got to take care of that side. But yeah, said I've done these before, and I do know that a lot of this stuff gets in your way. So like the first time that I did it, I didn't unplug the injectors. I kind of just unplugged the coils, and I fought with the harness and everything. So this time around, doing it on my own stuff, because I've learned from doing it previously, is I unplug the injectors and everything, and then I actually walk this harness over top of this just to hold it out of the way for me. Now it's not going to be in my way. And the same with these lines down here. I zip tied these to the steering shaft just to hold everything out of my way, so I have a clear shot to all my bolts. And then I don't have to fight with it when I go to put the valve cover on, because everything will be out of my way. I can make sure the gasket's good and everything, and then we can tighten it down, and then we'll put everything back. So it just kind of makes it easier, guys. I got the valve cover off, and to be completely honest with you, it really does not look terrible inside there. I was a little nervous about that because this truck was a work truck its whole life until it got into my possession, but that's actually very good. That's actually pretty clean. Here's the old valve cover, guys. They're plastic. Obviously, you guys know this. Like I said, the bolts are like part of the valve cover, I guess. They don't come out, so you won't be reusing any of it anyways. These gaskets are super hard. This one would have probably started leaking very shortly after I had fixed the other side, so it's a good thing we're doing this. But yep, I'm about to clean that up a little bit, and then we'll get our nice new Spelab ones on there, and then we'll go to the easier side. The only thing that's really that difficult on this side, guys, is that back bottom bolt. It's very, very close up against the firewall, and to be honest with you, I don't know how I'm going to get an Allen head on that. I'm probably going to have to use like a normal, like, you know, old school Allen key, like the L-shaped ones, but that's okay. We'll figure something out for it. A lot of people think I went to an electric fan for looks or, you know, horsepower gain. Nope, it's to work on my shit, because I could stand right on the sway bar, and it's nice and easy for me to torque this valve cover without hunching over my back or anything. So yeah, if you guys are wondering what the torque sequence is, you want to do a crisscross pattern. You want to hand tighten them at first. Don't go crazy, just nice and snug by hand. And then you want to do 45 inch-pounds as your second pass, and then 89 inch-pounds as your final pass. So I'm on the last pass right now. We're going to torque the rest of them. I'm going to put the coils back in, plug everything back in, and then this side will be done. And then we can go on to this side over here. So this side is all done. You're not going to have spots for these clip things on your harness anymore. So just make sure you route the harness so it's not going to, you know, destroy anything. And then also kind of benefited from this a little bit, because also too, you're not gonna have a spot for those 2 plastic lines. Now mine were extremely close to my headers because I have aftermarket headers. I have BBK headers. So if you guys have headers, they're probably very close to it anyways. So all I did was just run a zip tie from the one line that goes up to the intake to the fuel line that comes into the rail. and that's honestly holding it up way higher than it was held up before. So that definitely will make sure that doesn't melt at all, because it was very close before. It didn't melt or anything, but it was very close. This side I'm going to do off camera, guys. I wanted to tackle the harder side with you guys. This side is a little bit harder just because of the booster, but this side over here, pretty much all I'm going to do is remove my intake tube, which if you guys have a stock air box, you know, it'll look different, but I'm going to remove this intake tube, or remove the filter off that. I'm going to try to leave this in place because this thing's kind of hard to remove, the you know, the heat shield for the intake. So this side is much easier. Like I said, the only thing I remember being a problem on this side is in the back there's a harness and the heater core lines, which again, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to zip tie them out of the way, so this way it can like hold it for me while I'm doing what I need to do. But this side I had way more room. I do remember this side going about twice as fast as that side, but this side looks gorgeous, guys. It really does. So definitely pretty happy that those are on there now. I'm getting ready to torque down the passenger side now. Driver's side is obviously done. Luckily for me, I have to do an evaporator core on this truck, so my AC wasn't charged. Removing that line made the world of a difference of getting that valve cover in and out. Otherwise, I would have to remove my K&N little heat shield, and that thing is just a nightmare to deal with. So I'm happy with the outcome of this. But I'm about to torque that down, put everything back together, about to start it up, make sure we have no leaks, which we shouldn't. And yeah, it was not that bad. Like I said, this side, much worse than that side. That side took maybe half the time. I just finished up putting everything back together, about to do the first startup. As you guys can see, valve covers over there, valve covers over there. I ended up zip tying the heater hoses to the main wiring harness that goes to the ECU, just to keep them from my header, because like I said, you're not gonna have your mounts anymore. You don't have the studs coming off the bolts, so you gotta figure something out with that stuff. I just zip tied stuff out of the way. Should be perfectly fine. But yeah, we're about to start it up, make sure there's no leaks. If there's no leaks, that means we did something right and we're good to go. Oh, I got more content coming for you guys. I have a drive shaft safety loop for the Cobra, which we need for the track. Plan on going to the track this year. We're gonna need it for safety for me, and because the track's gonna want me to have it. So we have that, it's in the house. I gotta put that on. We're gonna try 0 pinion angle on that car. And as far as Electra goes, I do have other stuff to do, but I don't have the parts. I do have the undercoat though, so maybe in the next coming weeks, after we get some rain and the salt's off the ground, I'll take this thing to my work and we'll coat the whole bottom of it. I have the AMSOIL HD metal protector for the exterior of the frame and like the floors and everything. And then I have the internal frame coating from Eastwood for the inside of the frame. I really want to get the truck coated because the truck doesn't have like rot besides the rockers, and I don't want to have that, you know, progress or anything like that. So that's coming up on that. And then after we're done with the Cobra and the truck, we'll be hopping on the Fox body to get that thing back on the road. But I do have something maybe planned for the Cobra. I have E85 readily available to me now, so I might wind up just grabbing a fuel system for the Cobra and putting the car on E85, go getting a retune. Because if we're gonna go 11s, we're gonna need all the power we can get, and I know it'll pick up with E85, so it's on the fence about that. But most likely, the Cobra's going E85. So yeah, that's gonna conclude today's video. I just checked for leaks. We have no leaks. I actually torqued them. Very weird for me because normally I don't torque stuff, but torque them. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please drop a like up on this video, drop a comment down below, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Later.